The website weatherchannel.com.au to vote for your favourite. Entries close December 31.
Welcome to Country Skies, Australia's most in-depth look at our agricultural districts right around Australia and, of course, very important parts of the country at that. These are the areas that we'll be covering during this report. Let's head now to a quick look at today's satellite image and see what's happening with the weather at your place. Good news is Tropical Cyclone Billy continues to track further offshore, and we have sunny skies on the way for the southeast today. More possible storms on the way for those in Queensland later on this afternoon, but it's all, of course, a fairly good reflection of the overall big picture we've been seeing so far this summer. And we cross now to Ruben Morad and Dick Whittaker for a look at that bigger picture.
Well, Dick, already Queensland over the past few months has seen above average rainfall, and it looks like this summer we'll see that trend continue.
Look, it may be so, Ruben, the way the sea surface patterns are operating. There is the chance of continued above average rainfall for Queensland, also particularly as the equatorial trough that produces the wet season rain seems to have got in position earlier this year than normal.
Now, just explain for everyone at home the concept of La Nina and what exactly it is.
Yes, well, La Nina is actually, it's a sea surface pattern. When you get the warmest parts of the Pacific Ocean over towards Australia, the equatorial Pacific, this actually enhances rainfall, and we call this La Nina.
Now, how is this different to its opposite, El Nino?
Yeah, El Nino tends to be when the warmest part of the equatorial Pacific Ocean is over towards South America, and that takes all the rain away from Australia.
So it's suggesting that we'll have wetter conditions this summer as opposed to dry conditions.
That's right. It seems to be more likely, if we had to bet between wet or dry, wetter conditions, particularly for Queensland over the next 3 months or so, that seems to be the likely outcome.
So how will it compare to last summer's conditions?
Yes, it seems to be a continuation of that. We had some pretty good rain across Queensland during parts of last summer and into the autumn, so it looks like we might get a rerun of that sort of situation.
Awesome stuff there. Thank you for that, Dick. Well, let's take a look into Queensland for a start. And the last 3 months of rainfall, as Dick said, plenty of above average rain there, and that's very good news for Queensland as well. The drought index currently sitting at 54% throughout Queensland, just over the halfway mark. And the next week ahead looking like stacks of potentially heavy rainfall throughout the southern parts and also a pocket of the west of the state. Good news there. As we take a look in detail at the districts, we'll head to the east. Now, the Fairburn and the Burdekin, both on their way down, but still looking reasonably healthy. A quick look at the humidity indicator now. We've got our temperature point, the white line, and our dew point line, the blue line. When they meet up, that's when we see the moisture in terms of rainfall. Of course, the temps have been up there. We've seen a bit of recent rain. The next 5 days, looking like the temps could drop, and we'll still be seeing stacks more of that wet weather. We've got those winds kicking in around easterlies in the afternoon with tomorrow's forecast, 20 to 30 k's an hour, and more possible isolated afternoon showers and storms on the forecast. Heading further south now in Queensland, we'll take a look at what's going to happen with the southern inland districts and the Beardmore on its way up. Leslie holding steady at just 16%. Humidity indicator showing those temps up there, but so is that dew point line. So we've seen a fair amount of wet weather in the last 5 days and more of that in the forecast to come as well. Easterlies in the afternoon, 20 to 30 k's an hour, and again those isolated afternoon showers and storms in the forecast. From Queensland now, let's head further south into New South Wales. Interesting stuff happening with the northeast and plenty of above average rainfall in the last 3 months. This trend looks like it's going to continue. Drought index at 55% at the moment, but the next 7 days looking like that rainfall again focused around the northeast and then spreading through the interior. Let's hope we can get a drop through some of those catchment areas and hopefully the nation's food bowl. Checking out the details for the northeastern districts around Tamworth, Burrendong on its way up, Wyangala unfortunately only holding steady at about 12%. Temperatures really climbing the last 5 days, a bit of wet weather in recent days and the temps set to drop, but more wet weather on the way in the next 5 days. Good news there. Westerlies for the afternoon, very, very calm. Southerlies to start the day and the forecast fine with a chance of some isolated showers and possible thundery storms as well, so bear that one in mind. Further south now in New South Wales, Wagga Wagga and the districts of the southeast, Burrinjuck and the Blowering both on the way up. Very good news there. The last 5 days temps have really been up there, lacking that wet weather except around Tuesday into Wednesday, and very little in terms of forecast rainfall on the way. Nor'westerlies to end the day, pretty calm, up to 20 k's an hour, and a fine and sunny forecast on the way tomorrow as well. Now stay with us, plenty more coming up in Country Skies. We'll be back right after the break with a look into Victoria, South Australia and Western Australia. You are watching the Weather Channel. Welcome back to Country Skies, Australia's most in-depth look at our agricultural districts around the country. Straight back into it, we'll go to Victoria. The last 3 months of rainfall really not good. Plenty of below average rainfall right across the state of Victoria. The drought index, as a result, currently sitting at 100%. Over the next week or so, though, we can expect to see some showers on the way. Very good news for the far northwest of the state, potentially quite heavy falls as well. Let's hope that does eventuate. Now, as we take a look at the districts around Wodonga in the northern parts of the state, the Hume on its way down, the Eildon Dam though on its way up from 23%. That's very positive. The temperatures really have been up there. This is the humidity indicator. The temps on the white line, the dew point on the blue line, when they meet up, that should indicate wet weather. But as you can see, really not meeting up in the forecast for the next 5 days either, although those temps could start to peter on down around Sunday, Monday. That could be a little bit of relief for you there. But the southerlies tending more westerly in the afternoon and very, very calm at this stage. More sunshine on the forecast for tomorrow around that district as well. Across to the western districts now, the Wimmera and the Horsham. Rocklands Dam holding steady at just 2%. We really need a boost there. Over the last 5 days or so, those temps have really been right through the roof and set to stay that way. A very similar forecast over the next 5 days as well. Northerlies to start the day, very calm though, and northeasterlies to end the day. Again, staying very calm, less than 20 k's an hour, and more of that sunshine in the forecast. Cruising over to South Australia now and taking a look at the last 3 months. Stacks of below average rainfall for the south and the southeast, but the north really picking up the above average rainfall, which is good news. Drought index though sits at 97% in total. And taking a look at the next week or so, some wet weather starting through the west, hopefully building through the south. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, might even see a drop around Adelaide. Let's certainly hope so for the catchment area there. Cruising into the districts, Renmark and the Dartmouth on its way up at 23%. The last 5 days of humidity, very little. Those temperatures right up there. The next 5 days set to follow suit. A very similar trend on the way, so not a great deal of wet weather in the forecast. Westerly winds and fine forecast for tomorrow with a little bit of high cloud. Not expecting any moisture under that high cloud, unfortunately. Ceduna, west coast and peninsula. Looks like the Mount Bold holding steady, but the South Parra Dam on its way down. The last 5 days we've seen plenty of activity with thundery showers right throughout the west, and they are likely to continue until around Saturday or Sunday there. Now, as we take a look at the forecast, those winds southeasterlies could get a bit blowy tomorrow afternoon, up to 30 k's, with more isolated showers and storms in the forecast for the west. Lastly, across to Western Australia, taking a look at the overall past 3 months, and as you can see, stacks of above average rainfall, really picking that up, and the ground absorbing every drop. Drought index down to 20% at the moment. Very good news. Now, the forecast rainfall for the next week or so stacks through the north, through the interior and through the far southeast. Very heavy rainfall in the next 7 days or so. It does look like the very far southwest though, not picking up quite as much, but the dam's very healthy at this stage. Humidity indicator over the last 5 days, picking up some in the last couple of days, and that's going to peter out in the next few days, unfortunately. Southwesterlies to end the day, up to 20 k's an hour. More though, isolated afternoon and evening showers and squally storms could be the case just around that far southwestern district of Western Australia. Now, the wet season underway. Let's head to the far north. The Argyle Dam looking very healthy as a result, and up around 80%. The last 5 days, very much an indication of what this wet season is like. The temperature's really up there, but so is that humidity dew point, and so we've seen stacks of rainfall, thundery showers. It has all been happening, and it is likely to continue with that wet season traditional weather. Now, the northerlies, 20 to 30 k's an hour, could be the strongest in the afternoon, so bear that one in mind there, guys. But isolated showers and storms likely to continue, with a tropical low sitting just around the Victoria River District there in the Northern Territory. So that's likely to impact on the far northern parts of Western Australia. Good news there. But this has been Country Skies, and it is all brought to you by the Weather Channel. Stay tuned. Plenty more coming right up, right throughout the day.
Looking for the surfing hotspots around the coast? Taking the family for a splash at the beach? Or just catching up with friends for a bit of fun in the sun? You don't need a view of the ocean if you've got the Weather Channel's Beach and Surf Report. 10 past every hour, only on Channel 603. The Weather Channel.
Of course, Boxing Day is always a busy one right around Australia, so let's see what the forecast is looking like for you. We could see more storms through the inland and southeastern areas of Queensland, unfortunately, including Toowoomba there, but brizzy showers at this stage. The eastern coastline starting to pick up those showers as well by Saturday, and the southern parts of the state could see some potentially quite heavy rainfall in those red patches. More showers on the forecast for Boxing Day around Brisbane, tops of 27 degrees, but probably first up in the morning, and then they'll retract back to those ranges by afternoon. And on Saturday, Brisbane, again, another chance of a shower there, 28 degrees, but we could be seeing plenty of sunshine thrown in the mix as well. Through to New South Wales, it looks like a bit of cloud cover, some possible storms throughout parts of the state, especially through the far northeast around Tamworth, Coffs and Lismore. But Sydney in for an absolute perler on Boxing Day. By the time we reach Saturday, we could be seeing the showers increase. Tamworth, Orange and Moree could be seeing some of the heaviest of those falls. A closer look into Sydney. Boxing Day, spectacular at this stage, 27 degrees right throughout the ranges as well. Beautiful stuff for the Blue Mountains. Katoomba 25, but then Saturday, here's the day when these showers will sweep on through from the west and arrive to the coastline by around about lunchtime. 27 degrees your forecast on Saturday in Sydney. Through to the south now, and it is the south of Victoria where we could be seeing these showers just briefly during the course of the day on Boxing Day, but Melbourne at this stage 32 on Friday, and then dropping down with some more showers on Saturday's forecast. Closer look at Melbourne, 32 as I said, looking like a spectacular warm day. Just the chance of that shower that could sweep on through at the end of the day, and then those showers sticking around for Saturday. Temps down to 27, but still that's not bad at all. As we head through to Tassie, showers right throughout the state, mostly through the north on Friday, and Burnie could be in for a drop there. Hobart looking like it could still be in the clear up until the last moment on Saturday, tops of 27 degrees there. Now into South Australia, possible storms and thundery showers, in fact, through the west, reaching as far as Ceduna and Whyalla. Still some very warm temps in the north around Coober Pedy, 38 on Friday and 36 on the way for Saturday. Brisbane could see the chance of a shower on Saturday. Let's hope that can reach the catchment area. Over to the west now, Perth still sitting pretty, tops of 26 degrees. Could be seeing some winds around Geraldton, 29, but these storms and showers still possible through the interior, including Port Hedland, 34 degrees for your Boxing Day, and then persisting as well, potentially heavy falls through the northern inland on Saturday's forecast. Lastly, let's head to the top end. Monsoonal showers and probably quite gusty storms, in fact, around Darwin, 33 degrees. Alice Springs in for those storms as well, 35, and then those temps really dropping back a gear into 28 degrees on the way for Alice Springs on Saturday's forecast. Your Christmas Day forecast coming right up. Cairns heading for a sunny one today, 33 degrees. We could be seeing these late showers and storms returning to Brisbane once more. Tops of 30 degrees the forecast there today. Sunshine, glorious sunshine on the way for Sydney, 25. Canberra, a warm one, 30. And Melbourne, sunshine all the way. Tops of 24 degrees there, and an absolute perler for your Christmas Day. Even Hobart, that sun coming out to play in a top of 20 degrees today. Adelaide, it's a warm one as well, 32 degrees. A little bit of high cloud about, but that is not going to drop any rainfall at this stage. It will be quite warm right throughout most of South Australia today. Speaking of the sun, it's also coming out to play throughout Perth today. Tops of 26